Hi guys, welcome to my channel. You're watching ImaniTube and we're back with the first video of 2025. I know that's right. So we're going to be talking about how my HBCU healed my relationship with education. So let's really get into the business. So to start off, I've always really been like a bright spirited kind of kid, and I still am, so don't play with it. But in my elementary school days, I was a really bright, happy little boy. I was exuberant. I was, shining with lights. And then you notice I said boy. Yes, I'm trans. And what are you going to do about it? Absolutely nothing. You're here tuned in for the story. I went to a private elementary school, girl, so I was in, the private school with all the white kids, but it wasn't. There was a couple experiences where they was like discriminatory, but it overall didn't really affect me too much because it wasn't as rampant. Because kids can still be racist, but they haven't learned all the ins and outs of it just yet. If you know what I'm talking about. So I was just chilling, living my life, and I was allowed to be myself. So I was, girly, flamboyant, doing all the things that I came here to do and getting them good grades and just eating the girls up. I really was. And it was a really beneficial experience for me, even though I don't really retain my Christian faith, to be honest. But just learning how to trust myself, it built a really good foundation for me to just love myself, love the skin that I was in, and just really, I was allowed to be myself. And so it was a really good experience overall, I would say. And then, child, middle school happened, and this is where we start going downhill. Okay, I don't know what it is, but it's like when a boy turns 12 years old or they go to middle school or something, they can't be feminine no more because it's not cute. It's not cute anymore. It's like you have to be a man, a man, a man, a man, a man. And it's like, girl, let that person be soft. Let that person be feminine. Let that boy be who he is. You don't have to turn into this macho man at 12 years old if that's not who you are. Like, if that's not who you are, you don't have to be that. And I feel like we should stop pushing that onto men because it's really harmful. It was really harmful to me. But this is when the bullying is started happening because I was different, As you can see, I'm fully transitioned now, and it's giving everything it needs to be given. Like, I'm real tea. I need to stop looking at this camera. But, I wasn't always tea. You ready?
Yeah.
And that was like my first dose of bullying is when I got into the sixth grade. Like, it was real bad. So boys were following me around the school, calling me slurs. I remember this one time, child, I stretched a little too far. Why are you so flexible? Are you gay? You can't even stretch. It's crazy. Like, boys be following me around, like commenting and stuff. Like, it was like a whole thing. Like, it was just crazy. It was just this whole thing. And a girl, this is when I went to public school. So, these kids is cussing, you know, they're getting older. They're doing all the things that they shouldn't be doing. And this when I started getting wrapped up in that. And so, people were picking on me. It was a lot going on. And so my grades was still T. Like, my grades was like 3.7. Don't play with it. Because, girl, I came from a private school and they taught me right. Like, they really taught me what I needed to do. So it was really cute. It was really T. But, 8th grade, child, that's when it started getting real bad. The bullying starts picking up. Because I'm really the only openly queer kid in the whole school, if I'm keeping it a buck and a half with you. The only one that was this dark, thick, and pretty that was up in that school. So it was a real mess. Like, it was a real mess. And so then we move into high school, child. In high school, I don't know what it is, but kids are generally just so mean. And when I went to high school, the bullying honestly just picked up and it got worse. Ninth grade wasn't too bad, but truthfully, at 10th grade, the summer before 10th grade, that is when I decided I was going to transition. And I was going to be my authentic self to my fullest form. The form that is here today. Let me stop. I'm really feeling myself. I'm feeling my oats. But this is when the bullying just went up from 10 to 100. Because I was transitioning from all of these people. They had all of these opinions. And I couldn't even go through the hallway without hearing. I turned to the left. Somebody talking about me. I turned to the right. Somebody talking about me. I can't even go down the hallway without it being like a whole, like, like, it's like a whole situation, like, where everybody is just like watching you and like talking about you and like whispering about you. Like, if y'all have ever experienced that before, that's what it was given. Like, it was not cute. And so, like, I would just be like, minding my, T-girl business. And then, this boy would harass me like every single day. Like, he would walk up to me, he would say something real slick, trying to like eat me up for no reason. And like, it was kind of scary because he was like kind of threatening me. And I'm like, child, this boy finna hit me. Like, what is finna happen? Like, it was just crazy. Like, every day I was fighting for my life up in that school. And like, you would think, teachers, since they're grown, they would, be mature and try to help you. But the teachers low-key was bullying me too. Like, the teacher was calling me a man, that made me in front of the whole class. That was the whole situation. People were picking at me, whispering about me. I tried to go to class. It was just a whole lot. And girl, them grades was starting to slip down to the ground. Maybe it went from a 3.7 to a 2.8. You might be thinking, that's good. I mean, it's good if your grade, if you was never really like a scholar for real, like, no shade, a 2.8. I mean, like, that's cute or whatever, but it's not, like, that'll suffice. But that's not what I was going for. I was used to the 3.7, 3.6. I wasn't used to this. And so the grades really started suffering. Like, I hated coming to school. And I'm going to take it back to middle school. I remember the first time I had got on a bus. Like, these two girls was bullying me, talking about... Actually, no. I'm not getting into that story. I'm too embarrassed. But it was a whole mess. Teachers talking about me, getting dress coded almost every single week because they couldn't see me. They didn't want me to slay. I was too thick and too pretty. They didn't want me to eat the girls up. Getting dress coded every day, being kicked out the bathroom, child. Oh my Lord. I'm gonna tell you about this one whole situation where I couldn't even use the bathroom. Like, girl. So I remember I was in a girl's bathroom, looking real tea and real cute. And I was minding my business. And then one day I was in a math class and I had called down to the office. And so I thought to myself, oh, y'all just finna like I'm being dress coded again. Because I had my little cute two-piece. I had my cute little... Y'all see me wear this outfit before if you see me. But I was wearing my red... flare pants, red flare pants that make the booty look big, the red flare pants, and I was wearing like a button-down shirt like this, but it was like tied up and it was white, and I was looking so cute. I'm like, oh, this is gonna dress code me. I'm just literally just gonna pull my shirt down and walk back out the office and pull it right back up. Because girl, I did not care. Because one thing about me, if I wasn't being paid, then I'm not following this dress code. Because if I'm not getting a check, then I really don't see the point if I'm gonna keep it a stack $1.50. So I'm going, and I sit down. She's like, "Do you know why you're here today?" And I said, "No," because I didn't know. She said, "You were using the girls' restroom. That's not appropriate." And girl, we start going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I said, "That's not right. I deserve to use any bathroom. I deserve to use the bathroom that I want to use. And it's not that serious." And then she started going on a tirade. And I said, if she don't want me to see me in the bathroom, she can just go use a different bathroom. Girl, just use a different one. Because I know what to tell you. Like, you could just use a different bathroom. She was like, well, she doesn't know if you're like, in the stall, like she's scared, like she doesn't know if like you're in the stall or something. Y'all, I figured out a year later, I figured out who it was. I had no idea this girl had beef with me. Like, I didn't even know who this girl was for real. Like, I spoke to her like one time and she didn't say nothing. Like, I remember like I was making new friends. Like, I was sitting next to this one girl. There's one cute little black girl, and I was talking to her. We was having a little conversation. We had built up a little bit, of a cute little vibe. Like, this is my first period little friend. So then I remember one day, this little white Hispanic girl, she had, sat in the same spot I would sit. And so I walked up to them and I said, "Hey guys," like a real sweet, like a real tea. I was like, "Hey guys." And then she had got mad at me. Like, she was looking at me like I was crazy. Like, she looked at me with a stank face. And I was like, why is she looking at me with a stank face? Because I didn't know what happened. Like, she looked at me like this, like really like like this face. And so I was like, "Hey guys," I said it again. And she looked at me with a stank face again. And I was like, okay. So I just went to my seat because I'm like, child, it is too early for all of this stanky face. Like, girl, what happened? I don't know what happened. But that was the only interaction that we ever had. I had no idea she had beef with me. Basically, every day I was defending myself. So I went to 2 different high schools in my little small conservative white town. And both of them was trash. It's basically the same school but a different color. If I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you guys. There's this one class, my speech class, and we had this little, for some reason, trans people was a hot topic. We're always a hot topic for some odd reason. I don't know why, but they felt the need to spread their opinions of how much our identities were not legitimate and all this and all of that. And there was this whole situation to where one person had did T-Boy, he did this skit about like we're doing like a funny unit where we do funny speeches. So he was doing a skit making fun of religion or like making Christian religious jokes. And it wasn't nothing too crazy. It was like, are there iPads in the Garden of Eden? Like cringy, like 5th grade, like jokes, like nothing too serious. Like, it was never nothing. But there's this one joke that compared Christianity to a cult. That one's probably too far. But I could see how someone who is a firm believer in that faith, how that would, make them mad. And so instead of talking to this person about how their performance was, offensive, instead of talking to them like a normal person, they went and talked to their group and they started whispering and conniving and whispering and conniving and so they were like whispering and stuff, and they were saying like, well, if we said that he's not really a boy, they didn't say he. They said, they were misgendering him. If we said he wasn't a boy, then we'd be wrong for that. But he can say this. And it's just like, girl. And they were saying a bunch of other transphobic stuff and just like being loud and ignorant. Just loud and ignorant. And so we had to do this whole discussion. And child, I was fighting for my rights every single day. It was crazy. Every single day it was something new. It was some racist, some transphobic. There was this one girl. She was so stupid, little hillbilly looking raggedy self. She had came up on the speech class and she had did this speech about how it should be okay to fly the Confederate flag. And I'm looking at this girl like, girl, what is you talking about? And the whole class was sitting there clapping at the end of her speech. I said, that wasn't nothing to clap for. So I had confronted her and I said, oh, one thing about her speech, she also said that black people shouldn't be able to say the N word. But, she was this color, she wasn't this color. So she had said that. And I was confused because I'm like, girl, you not one of us. You one of these. So I had talked to her and I said, why do you want to say the N word so bad? Because clearly you want to say it. She was like, I don't want to say the N word. I don't want to say the N word. I said, well, you sure have a lot of opinions about that. But it was just stupid. But every day there was like a new racist incident, a homophobic incident. Somebody said the F slur in a class. We had a whole incident about that. And so basically every day in this school, I'm fighting for my rights. I'm going to my AP Environmental Science class. There is racist and coons all up in the class, child. They running their mouth, saying all this and all that, saying eugenics, basically talking about black people look like this and black people act like that. But mind you, there was this color. Saying slurs up in the class, saying all Asian people look the same. Just the same stuff that these white people be saying, but it's never nothing different. It's like the same stuff over and over and over again. Like they don't come up with nothing new racist. It's just racist stuff that's repackaged. And it's a new racist incident with that every day. And it is just a mess. Like, it's just a mess. And mind you, you're like, why don't you tell anybody? Why don't you tell an adult? I would tell adults what would happen. I would tell the principals and everything like that. But they wouldn't really do nothing. Because it's not, they would be on their side. Like I was telling my principal about this racist Spanish teacher and how she basically, I'm gonna show y'all the video, but she basically said it was okay to do blackface up in the class.
Okay, can you see them putting paint on them?
A whole entire mess, child. And so it's just like incidents like that and just stuff like that. It's just like every day I had to fight for my life. And I realized that I could not do it. And let me tell y'all something. Them grades was going down. Them grades was down in the toilet. Them grades was suffering, child. It was a whole entire mess express. And so I said to myself, I can't do this anymore. I would talk about leaving the school every day. I wouldn't even call it a school. I would call it a prison because it really was a prison. And if you think about it, schools function like prisons. We all wrapped up, tied up in one sort of thing. Like, we can't leave a classroom if we want to. We only get 20 minutes to actually talk to our peers. The rest of the minutes we just sit in silence working on papers and Chromebooks. It's a mess. So it really is a prison once you think about it. And so me personally, I just couldn't do it no more. And you know what? I didn't do it no more. I said, I'm finna leave. So you know what I did? I got an E2020. And I'll never forget this conversation. I was talking to my friend and we was having a conversation about how much we hate the school. And then they were like, hey, like, no, hold on. I gotta rewind. So I talked about how I only had like a half credit left so I could graduate. And I was like, but I don't want to graduate because I want to do speech and debate, another year. And they were like, why don't you just graduate? And so I go to my counselor and we talk, and I actually realized I had 2.5 credits left, not a half credit left. Mind you, this is in April, a month before you're supposed to graduate, child. And so I'm like, hey, I want to graduate early. She's like, that's not possible. It's only a month left in the school year. That's going to be too hard to do. 2.5 credits. That's going to be too hard. And I was like, I want to try it. So I had this previous geometry class because I failed geometry. I don't know what was up with me in geometry, but we did not go together at all. So I had to, retake it. So what I did was I finished that class in 2 days. And then previously, I forgot to say this, but she had also gave me another class, which was like health science or something like that. So I finished both the classes in 2 days. And so she study was giving me E2020s, and I had 3 of those classes left. And so in less than 4 weeks, I think, yeah, 4 weeks. In less than 4 weeks, I had completed 5 E2020 classes, and I have finished all 5 before, 2 days before school, the last day of school. Yeah, 2 days before the last day of school, child. Or was it 3? A mess. It was a race to the finish. I was. As soon as I got home, I was on the E2020 because I cannot do it any longer. I cannot do it any longer. Oh my goodness. So I couldn't do it. And so I finally finished all of my E2020 classes, and I got to graduate a whole year early. So that is why I was 17 when I first got to college. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. But now we are going to get into how it actually healed my relationship, because I just rambled for so long, and y'all probably is tired of hearing me ramble. So let's just get into it. And that is where I found my university, Harris-Stowe State University. I kind of applied last minute, child. So I applied to Harris-Stowe State University, and of course I got in because I'm that girl. And it was really, I was overwhelmed at first because I'm like, this is so new. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm really, like, I'm so young and I'm scared. I'm so young and I'm scared. But I got over that real quick. I'm having so many experiences I never had in my entire life. I'm around so many other black people, and that was like a big like culture shock to me because I never been around this many Negroes. And not in a bad way, a great way actually, because I had my black friends, but it wasn't a whole community of us for real. Like it wasn't like a big community. It was like a smaller community. And so I'm surrounded by all these beautiful black people that sound like me, that look like me. I'm like, ooh, this is nice. And of course, there's so many beautiful black men that go there as well. Shout out to y'all. And I was becoming friends with so many cool people, building relationships between black men and black women, and just understanding us as a culture more, and just really feeling connected and feeling like I had belonged there, and like just feeling, safer. And since I wasn't being discriminated against every single day, I could actually focus on my grades. And so I am glad to say, girl, I got a 3.7 GPA. I'm back to where I'm supposed to be. So I can actually focus on my grades now. I met so many amazing people that provided me so much security and so much love. And it hasn't been nowhere near perfect. My school does have its issues, but it's been great actually. I've been getting to know people and just being in an environment like that, and just truly enjoying all the rich culture of my school, enjoying the culture, the history, the freedom. I love the freedom of college, even though I don't go nowhere because I don't have a car. There is a lot of freedom that I really enjoy with college. I love that I can walk out of class. I love that I can go see my friend down in room whatever, and then do my work in the hallway and be loud and be free and be ghetto. It's really healed me in a lot of ways. It's really helped me realize my potential. It's helped me grow in my potential, grow in my love, grow in my patience, just grow in everything that I needed to grow in. And I am so excited for the second semester because I know so much more now. I know I'm going to be more prepared. I'm so thankful, and I'm so glad I picked Harris State University. This is the end of this video. Goodbye, guys.